thinking about transformation in companies, I think there's a few rules that I always adhere to. The first is you have to change everything. And what I mean by that is you have to produce a culture of massive change. You can't do it nicely, okay? You can't do it a little bit at a time. You can't have a sort of soft cultural change. It has to be all or nothing. And even the things that you don't want to change, that you love about your business and you want to continue, you have to sort of throw everything up in the air so that the whole atmosphere is around changing and rethinking everything. There can be no sacred cows. There can be no detractors to that, because the gravitational force will always bring you back to whatever you started with. So change is all about real change. I mean, it sounds simple, but actually, in a way, you have to create that burning platform in order to get everybody motivated to want to do something different. I think the second piece for me is really about communication and communicating what the message is and what your strategy is over and over again. It amazes me the number of times that you can stand up and think you've been very clear about what you're aiming a company to do or what your team is wanting to achieve, and then half an hour later meet somebody in the lift and ask them what they thought and they didn't really get it. So I think just repeating it over and over again and really you know, get rid of detractors. There is a huge fight when you're transitioning a company, and you want that fight to be in the market. You don't want it to be internally. So just get rid of anything that's in your way internally. I think my third and really important point is really understanding who your client and your customer is. And that always sounds really simple, and I think it's incredibly rare, because often you'll think the person who's paying the bills is your client, or the person leading the organisation that you're selling to, but it often isn't. It's often the user or the person who picks up the phone or has to sell that idea into the C-suite of a business, or indeed just a user who is actually engaging with your platforms or your business. And knowing them, not just who they are and what their job is, but actually something about them, what their life's like, what else they do, who they prefer to you, what they spend their time doing, and how much of your world or their world you're actually engaged with, because you aren't the centre of their world quite often. You're producing one tiny service or helpful aspect to their life, and understanding that maybe your job is just to do that really efficiently and get out of their way is much more important than thinking you're the centre. Just because it's the centre of your world, it doesn't mean you're the centre of theirs.